Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the Junius Maltby channel. Let's take a look at some news and discuss basically where gold is currently and where it might be heading. In the last brief episode, as I experimented with trying to do a video with my iPad, we kind of talked about, oil and gold, some of the connections there, and just some of the confusion that I perceive, and I think others see it too, with oil prices being suppressed or collapsing, if you want to use that word, and gold holding pretty strong relative to the price of oil. We don't need to get into a discussion right now on why oil is dropping. There's tons of theories out there, a lot of people talking about it, rumors of the West punishing Russia, just a lot. But let's take a look at some gold currently and what the prices are doing. It's still in the 1200 range. It's been fluctuating a little bit every day, but currently gold is sitting strong in the mid 12s. It came down a little bit, but it's at 1222.40. And silver actually bounced off a pretty good low. It's sitting at 1709. So as we come up upon a new year, we're probably all thinking, oh, what's gold going to do? And like I've told you before, you don't want to be too obsessed with it. It's a long-term hedge. You don't want to fix on it, look at it every day. You'll end up like some friends of mine where it bugs them pretty much and kind of consumes their thoughts, and they spend a little bit too much time focusing on gold and silver prices than they should. Just get on with life. Know that you're doing the right thing. Know that holding metal is a strong position, and being debt-free is a strong position. If you have no debt and you got a pile of metal, you're sitting pretty. So let's look at currently some rumors that are out there with gold. There's people saying that gold and silver are now returning as a monetary asset. I don't know where they've been. I think they've always been a monetary asset. But when you look at the recent news with China surpassing the U.S. in GDP, it's pretty obvious to me that the West, the United States, are entering a new phase as a country, as a demographic, as a people group. I think the East is going to start really gaining some strength and momentum with their economic clout globally, and that living in the West like we are, if you're a Westerner or you're an American, it's a good idea to brace for a storm or brace for economic changes, because we don't know where the U.S. economy is ultimately headed. I don't think it's good to be a blind optimist. I'd like to be optimistic, but it's also good to be prepared. Have your first aid kit, your fire extinguisher. That's never considered a bad thing, so why not have some gold? The dollar recovered against the yen. Here's a neat article. So it says gold drops further from a 7-week high as the dollar recovers. Well, why is the dollar recovering? I would say because, as Max Kaiser's always wisely put it, the dollar is just the leper with the most fingers. When you look at the global economy and all the global currencies, everyone's having problems. The euro, the yen, the yuan. There's no strong place to be in all these fiat paper houses. But the dollar just happens to be, of all of those, likely the strongest one. And that just caused gold to dip just a little bit down at, $2.70. That's not a significant drop, guys. I wanted to also look at this article, Gold Drain at the New York Fed, Where is it going? We've talked about gold movement and shipments, and we haven't paid attention to it in a while. Then again, I haven't been on here for a long time. But as usual, there's dark shrouds and clouds of mystery in the world of gold and the Fed and where gold is. It's amazing how, it never ceases to amaze me. Gold is always shrouded in, it's the thing of legends and stories. There's pirates and buried treasure, and people squabbling and fighting, and people disappearing and getting thrown off buildings, getting killed. That doesn't happen with Apple stock. If gold is such a useless, archaic relic, then why is it always shrouded under the cloak of absolute darkness and secrecy, in like the inner sanctum of all, government agencies? And it's just, here you go. We'll just read some of it. Nick at ShareLinks Gold, also known as Gold Charts RS, emailed an interesting chart last week showing a gold drain at the New York Fed. Earmarked gold dropped 42 tons for the month of October as foreign countries repatriate their gold home. Stop right there. Remember the whole thing with Germany calling in their gold. It's continuing. Countries are calling in their gold from the Fed. Here's a link to Earmark Gold with a second chart that shows all Fed holdings. Okay, Gold Charts RS has thousands of pages and over 10,000 charts on a subscription basis, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to subscribe. Let's just read the article here. Okay, where's the gold going? The largest monthly drawdown in 13 years and the largest series of drawdowns since 2007, it occurred. And where it was going is Germany and the Netherlands were two of the big ones. Koos Janssen of Bullion Star reports that German gold repatriation is accelerating. Okay, that's kind of been the way it's been for the last year or two. The article is interesting because it takes to task extremely sloppy Bloomberg reporting regarding German gold repatriation. The Netherlands, on November 21st, Janssen reported that the Netherlands has repatriated 122.5 tons of gold from the U.S. The Dutch Central Bank, the Nederlandisch Bank DNB, has repatriated in utmost secret 122.5 tons of gold from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York to its vaults in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, according to a press release from DNB published today, November 21st. DNB states it has changed allocation policy from 11% in Amsterdam, 51% at the FRBNY, 20% in Canada, 18% at the Bank of England, to 31% in Amsterdam, 31% at the FRBNY, 20% in Canada, and 18% at the BOE. A lot of percents, a lot of numbers there. According to the World Gold Council's latest data, DNB has 612.5 tons in official gold reserves. So, Netherlands getting their gold back. Country number 3 on the list, Belgium. Belgium's reported to be investigating to repatriate all of its gold reserves. So countries want their gold back. I don't know why you would ever even store your gold somewhere else to begin with. If I had hundreds of tons of gold, I can assure you I would most definitely be sleeping on the pile at night like a dragon. You do not let people hold your gold for you. It's just not wise. Casey Research has a cool little article up. 7 questions gold bears must answer. So if you're one of the gold bears, I doubt it if you found yourself on this channel. Here we go. Here's some questions. Why is China accumulating record amounts of gold? Answer. Riddle me this, Batman. Mainstream reports will tell you that Chinese imports through Hong Kong are down. They are, but gold imports are up. Journalists continue to overlook the fact that China imports gold directly into Beijing and Shanghai now. There are at least 12 importing banks that we know of. Counting these unreported sources, imports have risen sharply. How do we know? Well, from other countries' export data. Take Switzerland, for example. So Chinese gold imports from Switzerland are soaring. Absolutely soaring. So far in 2014, Switzerland has shipped 153 tons. That's 4.9 million ounces directly to China. This represents over 50% of what it sent through Hong Kong, 299 tons. The UK, Britain, has also exported 15 billion pounds, not the actual weight, but value of pounds, in gold so far in 2014. If you're British and you're watching this, you guys need to start doing whatever it is you do in England. Like, write some letters to the editor, call your parliament guys. I guess, I don't know if you have, we call congressmen here in the US, but talk to your politicians and ask them why your country continues to vomit its gold at the rest of the world. I mean, you sold it to the U.S. under Brown. Gordon Brown raped your country's gold. And now it's happening. You're selling more gold. Keep your gold, England. It's what kept you powerful as long as it was. One of these days, You guys aren't going to have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. So keep your gold, please. Or not, just, I guess, sell it to me if it doesn't mean anything to you. So according to Customs Data, in fact, London has shipped so much gold to China and other parts of Asia that its domestic market has tightened significantly, in quotations, according to bullion analysts. That's just one question. Now here's another one. Why is China working to accelerate its accumulation? You got to understand, if there's something going on globally here. Why are other countries hoarding gold? We're going to skip the Chinese one. We're going to go to this one here. The World Gold Council reports that for the 12 months ending in September 2014, gold demand outside of China and India was 1,566 tons. That's 50.3 million ounces. The problem is that demand from China and India already equals global production. I've heard this a lot this year. And even if that's not 100% accurate, so if China and India aren't buying 100% of the gold and silver mined, and even if it was just 50%, that's still a lot. It doesn't leave a lot of gold for the rest of the world to consume. Question 4, why are retail investors not selling SLV silver? SPDR Gold ETF holdings continue to largely track the price of gold, but not the iShares Silver ETF, SLV. The latter has more retail investors than gold, and they're not selling. In fact, while gold holdings continue to decline, SLV holdings have shot higher. I think because people see a lot of upward potential with silver. I think silver prices, because they're down as far as think about it. Silver was what, $48? Almost $50 back when it peaked out with all of us. If you look at that, silver is deeply discounted. I mean, you always hear now that it's like $1 under production value, which I don't understand why you would continue to mine silver if you lost $1 per ounce. But regardless, even if it's at cost or a little above, silver is ripe for the pickings, I guess you could say. So it's a good time to probably jump in on some silver with the prices being as low as they are. I think that's why these big ETF holders are not selling their paper tickets. They should probably sell them and buy physical. Wouldn't be a bad idea. But so silver prices very low indeed. I mean, think about it. If you're buying silver right now at $16, $17 an ounce, and it shot back up to 48, that's you're tripling your money. I think the chances of that happening are a little bit higher, percentage chance-wise, than gold, let's say, tripling and going to $6,000 an ounce almost, or $5,800 an ounce next year. I just don't see that occurring. Although it could. It'd be interesting. It would definitely suck for me since I had to get rid of so much. Why are bullion sales setting new records? Well, yeah, that's true. Look at the news lately. Silver eagles, gold eagles. The mints are just churning out these gold and silver coins, and they're being gobbled up at record levels. November eagle sales from the U.S. Mint totaled 3,426,000 ounces, 49% more than last year. December sales surpassed 1.1 million coins at this point alone. Looks like another record-breaking year of gold and silver sales. My question is, who's buying it? Where's it going? India's silver imports rose 14%. Here you go. Another question. Why are some mainstream investors buying gold? The negative headlines we all see about gold come from the mainstream. Yet, some in that group are buyers. Ray Dalio runs the world's largest hedge fund with approximately $150 billion in assets under management. And they put it that, he currently allocated 7.5 of his portfolio to gold, which is a tremendous amount of money. He's not alone. Joe Wickwire, portfolio manager of Fidelity Investments, last week said, "I believe now is a good time to take advantage of the negative short-term trading sentiment in gold." So you look at this, some big wigs are starting to pop into the circle, the ring here, and buy some gold. And then there's Japanese pension funds, which recently, as 2011, did not invest in gold at all. And today, several hundred Japanese pension funds are actively investing in the metal. And just last Friday, Credit Suisse sold $24 million of U.S. notes tied to an index of gold stocks, the largest offering in 14 months. That's a bet that the producers will rebound from the near 6-year lows. Well, again, we just talked about this. Here's another question you got to ask the gold bears: is why are countries repatriating gold? Netherlands, France, They're all Germany, Belgium, they're all buying their gold back, or asking for it, not buying it. It's theirs to begin with. So, okay, well, you got all these questions to ask, and I think it points to the answer that you and I all really know. I mean, gold is valuable, and it's going to always hold its value. It has for 65 centuries, 70 centuries, something like that. So we don't have to worry about it, but we do have to deal with and put up with the BS. People saying that it's not valuable. So that leads us to 2015, where we are almost there. We've got oil prices in the gutter, absolutely incredible. Probably going to continue to drop if things keep going the way they're going, and it looks like they will. U.S. domestic oil production is increasing. You've got the Bakken, all these new oil fields, and people claiming that the U.S. is sitting on more oil than the Middle East. You've got the desire of the West to continue to punish Russia and suppress their oil prices, which is what the economy of Russia is strongly supported and based on the price of oil. So they're trying to punish them for not playing ball, unfortunately. And to quote the great Anatol Fouquet, Professor Fouquet, hopefully you guys are still watching him and finding his videos interesting that are out there. He once said that, let's see if I can get this right. We are in a currency war. Currency wars lead to trade wars, and trade wars lead to shooting wars. And that actually is a little bit frightening, because no one wants to see global war, and it looks like they're playing with that. They're walking the edge of a razor right now. It just doesn't seem like the right thing to do. But hopefully this video finds you all well. You're having happy holidays. Hopefully you found it somewhat interesting. Hope you guys are doing great, doing well. And as always, thanks for being part of the Junius Maltby channel. I hope I can get back into this and continue to present some kind of value of information, or have a good conversation with all of you out there. I know you guys find it interesting and enjoy it. So I don't do this for me anymore at all. It's strictly because you guys have asked for it and requested we continue to do this kind of stuff. So I'll continue to be here and have the conversation and the talk with you guys, and appreciate it. Thank you.